Hey everyone, time for Tox 101. So I'm going to give you all the details about Botox, Dysport, Jeuveau, and Daxxify. We have lots of questions, so I want to clarify some things. So first off, what does it do? It softens the muscles from contracting so much that causes the wrinkle. So it doesn't add any volume itself, if the wrinkles form from the muscle contracting, it'll soften that. So it'll help the dynamic wrinkles, the things that pop out with expression, but it won't help the etched in wrinkles. Those etched in wrinkles will have to be helped with something like chemical peels, lasers, skincare products to help build more collagen to pop back out that wrinkle. So let's talk about how quickly it kicks in. So we have two buckets of Tox. One bucket is our traditional bucket. This is Botox, Dysport, Jeuveau. Those all start working within a few days, about 3-4 days. Botox is a little bit slower. That usually takes about 7 days. But max potential is at 2 weeks, and then it lasts about 3 to 4 months. Daxxify is in our other bucket. This is the new premium toxin that starts working as soon as 24 hours. Some people, it still takes a while though. Either bucket, the max potential is always at 2 weeks. And then this one can last up to 5 to 6 months. So if time's of the essence for you, you can't get here that often, Daxxify might be a better route for you because it'll last a little bit longer. Everybody's different. Every patient has their favorite, but I say experiment, try, and we can see what works best for you. The difference between all of them, Daxxify is powered by a peptide. The peptide is what makes a molecule more stable, and this is what extends the duration of it. So this is what gives us that 5-6 month duration. Botox, Dysport, Jeuveau is stabilized by something different, human serum albumin, but it's still the same base toxin. Okay, so now any of the toxins we can inject any place. So let's talk about the areas. Some common spots are between our eyebrows. We call this the number 11s. That causes our face to pull in and down. So if we inject some right here, that'll help with the number 11s, but it'll also brighten our eyes some. In the forehead, this is called our frontalis muscle. It usually causes us to form horizontal lines in our forehead. So we can add some Tox right here to help soften that. Now, a thing we have to consider is whenever we inject in this area, it does make things heavy. So we have to make sure we inject enough here and here to lift things back up. If we do a consultation and I tell you that your brows are too heavy at baseline or your lids are too heavy at baseline to go too aggressive in the forehead, that's because we don't want to make this worse. So whenever we customize it for you, we're going to make sure we only lift and brighten. We don't want to make it tired. And then around the eyes, we can do a brow lift and we can soften those crow's feet that kind of form when we smile. Underneath the eye, we have a jelly roll that whenever you smile, it kind of bunches up. We can soften that with Tox. On our nose, we have bunny lines whenever we crunch up. Sometimes whenever this area is fully Tox, this muscle will start recruiting and you'll see it. Some people have it at baseline though as well. Now, lower face, whenever we smile, if our teeth, our gums show a lot, we can inject this muscle called the L-sand muscle to soften it to where whenever you smile, you don't see as much as your gums. And then we have the lip flip. So whenever you smile, if your upper lip rotates under, that's from the orbicularis oris muscle being a little too hyperactive. We can unflip it to where you see it. A lot of people think a lip flip is try it out, see if I like it, and then if I want more volume, add lip filler. That couldn't be farthest from the truth. The lip flip only rotates that upper lip out. It doesn't add any volume at all. Now, lower again, we have Diego muscles. So this is the corner of our mouth that kind of pulls down. So if we add a little Tox here, this will help lift the corners of the mouth up. Chin, this can cause a rough, kind of pebbly appearance to our chin. Also, sometimes we have that little line right here. So if we add a little Tox here, it'll help soften it down. If we move to the side, this is our masseter muscle. Some people have a lot of clenching, a lot of pain, headaches, or a bigger lower face, and they kind of want to slim their lower face and define their jawline. We could inject some Tox right here to help slim the lower face and help with some of that tension and pain. Some people are starting to get some jowling starting to form right here. That's a common complaint that I get. So it's a lot more complex than that, but we also can help with a neck lift. So These little bands on our neck that pop out, those are called our platysmal bands. So we can add a little bit of tox along the jawline and on those bands to help sharpen up the jawline and to help tighten up the neck. So that's a few spots that we do it. We also do it in hands, underarms for excessive sweating, a few different things, but that's our areas. Pricing, that's always a common question. Pricing for, remember those buckets. That first bucket, Botox, Dysport, and Jeuveau, that's per unit pricing. And then Daxxify, that premium toxin, it's more of a flat fee pricing. So for Botox, Dysport, and Jeuveau, if you're looking for upper face treatment, so forehead, between the brows, and around the eyes, typically starts somewhere around $500. Now, every patient's different. It can be a little less, it can be a little bit more. Everybody's completely different, so don't fixate on that number. But I just want to give you some kind of a ballpark, because if I tell you the unit pricing, then you're like, well, how many units I get? So I'm trying to make it easy for you. Masseters, usually for both masseters, the total starts about $400. And then for neck, DAOs, Mentalis, that usually starts around $400 too. But remember, this varies, so don't fixate on that. Lip flip and gummy smile is typically a $150 flat fee for that. Now, if you're looking for a Daxxify, you're like, hey, I want that premium toxin. I want it to last the longest as possible. I want to be powered by a peptide. I want my skin to glow. Okay, perfect. Flat fee for upper face, forehead, between the brows, and around the eyes is $950. The first time you try it, it's $50 off. If you love it, every time you get it, it's $950 for upper face. Now, lower face or any additional units that you add on anywhere else, that's per unit pricing. So if I have to rough it for you, like for example, masseters will start at $570. So it's a little bit more expensive than the other one, but your duration lasts longer. And remember, I inject all of them every place, so nothing varies based on that specific tox. So this, just to recap, this is Botox, Dysport, Jeuveau, Daxxify. This is all of our toxins right now that's currently on the market. They all have their own reward system too. So Jeuveau has a reward system that's kind of the easiest. You don't have to earn it, we actually do it for you. So just for example, every 90 days you get a $40 coupon just to incentivize you to come back and to save a little bit of money. Botox has an Ally reward system and Dysport has an Aspire system. Daxxify is the premium toxin. It doesn't have a reward system at this time, but that first visit that you have, I do give you that $50 off. So if you have any more questions, let me know.